What's going on, YouTube? CDA Green here, back with another video, and today we have these 6 minutes will delete your social anxiety. Voice kind of cracked right there. That was bad. I couldn't even get it out for real. But these 6 minutes will delete your social anxiety. Now, anxiety, bro, that's not something that's so, you know what I mean, easy that you can just erase it like this. You know what I'm saying? This quickly. Or at least in my opinion, I don't think that will be the case. But this video is claiming to delete it entirely. You know, it's quite a bold statement, but it's also a promising one, because what if it does? I don't want to block my blessings, so here I am. He chose a great title, great thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? A great topic of discussion that led me to be here and like-minded people like me to be here. Maybe you're one of them. If you have social anxiety and you're wondering how to better manage it, if not delete it altogether, let's take a look at this video. So without further ado, we going to get straight into it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all watching, and let's hop right to it.
People, confidence feels like a superpower that you're either born with. To most people,
yep.
Confidence feels like a superpower that you're either born with or not. But really, you're only 3 simple steps away from becoming the most attractive guy in the room and someone who does not care what others think of him. The first and most important guy in the room.
Look at this photo. Yes, you are all wrong. Because when a majority of people are saying the same thing versus you, the one person who's saying something else, you're going to believe you're wrong. It's like, oh yeah, I'm probably wrong if everybody is saying this thing. I'm, you know, a dummy. I'm an idiot. I'm wrong. But no, bro, you could always be right. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you know what you're talking about, stand on your business. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be bendable to other people. Don't kneel. Don't try to kiss their bootstraps and shit. You know what I'm saying? Stand on what you believe in. Yeah, that's swaggy, bro. Like having the audacity and boldness to do that, that's aura, bro. Look at his stance, bro. You see this nigga? He said, yes, you are all wrong. He not even backing down. Look, bro, the people is going off screen. It's probably like 1 million, more than 1 million people here, and it's just one versus 1 million. And he like, yeah, y'all all wrong. Let's talk about it. I ain't folding, boy. That's tough.
Not care what others think of him. The first and most important step to building confidence comes down to one term: habits. I like to define confidence as the probability of something happening. For example, if you think there's a high likelihood that when you talk to a pretty girl, she gives you her number, then you have a higher degree of confidence. We can apply the same logic to self-confidence. The key to building self-confidence is constantly proving to yourself that what you say is going to happen actually does. You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. Alex Hormozi.
That's the thing, though. In the type of philosophy that I've recently been chasing, it says you don't even need that physical proof telling you that you're the person that you want to be. You just have to believe that you're that person that you want to be, and you will eventually be that. Because looking for proof, you know, oftentimes it's external proof in the form of validation. But achievements, you know, it could do a good deal in boosting your confidence, but I feel like it's not really internal confidence, you know? Now, that might not just be the way it works. You know, this is one method. I just said another one. They both could work, but I kind of like the one I have more, because it's like, you know, because even if you don't have those things, like if you haven't achieved anything yet, are you just not going to be confident? You know what I'm saying? Is that the alternative, the solution? I don't know about that one. It doesn't sit right with me.
Talking to a pretty girl is a lot easier when you got up early, worked out, studied, and have a concrete plan of what you want from your life, because your word has value to yourself. When you say you're going to do something and actually do it, it reinforces the fact that you are who you say you are. For me, this was a life-changing revelation. I thought I felt uncomfortable talking to strangers because I couldn't think of things to say or because I couldn't keep eye contact, but really those were symptoms of my bad habits. I had big goals, but I was too lazy and undisciplined to stick to them. I would set my alarm for 6 a.m., tell myself I was gonna go for a run, hit the gym, write, and study for my classes. But then I would stay up late the night before, turn my alarm off when it rang because I had only gotten 4 hours of sleep, then crawl out of bed hours later at 11 a.m. feeling terrible. I'd give up on exercising because I'm too lethargic. I don't want to write because I'm not in the mood to focus, and I'd pretend to study while actually scrolling through social media for 5 hours.
Bro, that's the thing. When you constantly tell yourself that you're gonna do something and you don't do it, you prove to yourself that your words have no value. They have no meaning. You know what I mean? And then constantly doing that, you're reinforcing that idea to yourself that your word don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't even trust yourself. You can't have that confidence in yourself because you're not even delivering on the things that you told yourself you would do. And if you can't have confidence or believe in yourself, what is you going to believe in? It all starts with that. So everything else falls apart. But once you have that self-confidence, I feel like it follows naturally. It's like with YouTube. You know what I'm saying? For me, I would tell myself, oh yeah, I want to be consistent. But every night I came home, school, work, gym, I'm like, no, bro, I just want to go to bed. You feel me? I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. Tomorrow, though, I'm gonna definitely do it tomorrow. Nope. Tomorrow comes around. Oh, nah, yeah, still tired, bro. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Next day comes around. Same deal. You get it. You get the point. But that's the thing. I would always have time to watch anime, bro. When I'm tired, I'm like, oh, yeah, let me just lay in the bed, watch some anime. I'm not even getting rest. I'm just chilling. You feel me? Not working, not resting, not either one. You know? And that wouldn't even be an issue if I was actually doing the things that I know I needed to do and told myself that I was going to do. Because balance is important. You know, work hard, play hard, like we said. But it's the fact that I'm playing without even working. And that's not good. You constantly regret it. It's always on your mind. You know, I should be doing this thing. Why am I not doing this thing? But there's no reason for it. You know, you're just being lazy. Either that or you don't really want to be doing that thing. You know? And it's like, it goes back to this thought that action, you know, or motivation leads to action, when in reality, action leads to motivation, or action leads to confidence. You know, by doing those things, you feel more motivated to keep doing them, you know, but you had to take that first step where you didn't exactly feel the most confident or motivated to feel that larger motivation and more confidence to keep going on and taking action. You know, you flip the cycle on its head and it becomes a lot more manageable and sustainable instead of worrying about spur of the moment motivation or confidence to achieve your goals. It's just not realistic or, you know, reliable.
To even prove to myself that my word had value, how could I expect the world to view me as attractive? And it's because I couldn't prove I was a man of my word to myself that I would shut down in public and avoid eye contact because I was terrified of people seeing the real me. But once I started living up to my ideal by waking up early, exercising, and getting to work when I said I would, literally every social interaction became easier. Just by starting my day running 5 miles at sunrise gives me a massive boost of confidence that I've started my day doing something difficult. I mean, how hard could talking to the pretty girl in my economics class or introducing myself to the business club president be?
Brody, that shit is still hard, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I work out every day. I destroy my body every day. I'm about to graduate college. 4 years of work. I did that. You know, I go to work, you know what I'm saying? Do that shit for 8 hours a day. These are all difficult things. To an extent, you know, how hard could it just be to have a conversation with a bad joint on some fine shit? My nigga, I tell you, for me, that's the hardest thing of all. I don't know what it is, but it's just so difficult. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's the way it is, Brody. This frame of thinking does not work for me. It brings me comfort in the moment when I'm not doing it, but when I actually try to do it, yeah, bro, just that nervousness and anxiety and all that kicks in again, and I'm overthinking and panicking when I feel anxious and nervous, therefore probably even making it worse when she might not even notice it, or she's just a regular person. Just talk to him that way. So yeah, I don't know why I'm so anxious at the start. I get more comfortable, but yeah, that first little surge, it always gets me. That's why I often did not be a man of my word when it came to approaching women. You know what I'm saying? I told you I wanted to do YouTube. I also wanted to approach women. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna approach a girl soon. I would always tell my niggas, yeah, I'm ready to do that shit, big bro. But I never would because I would always get nervous. I would give into the anxiety and the feelings. I'm like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. This is not the right time. Nah, it needs to be perfect. I can't do it now. When really, that action, it'll lead to confidence later on. You feel me? So yeah, I had it all backwards all along.
if I've already proven to myself to be capable of doing hard things.
The best part is life is a momentum game, so the more days you stack in a row where you do what you say you're going to do, the more confident you become. But the opposite is also true, and the more days you break promises to yourself, the more uncomfortable you're gonna feel in public.
Confidence has little to do with your hair.
That's why they say that the first step is always the hardest to take, because when you're always, you know, scared to take that first step, you won't take no action, and you're hyping it up subconsciously in your head. It's like, oh, this is such a hard thing. I could have done it so long ago, but I still haven't. That just goes to show how hard it is to do. Whereas if you just take that first step and keep walking after that, you build up momentum. It's like, yo, bro, I'm already walking. I might as well just keep going, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do it every day. I've been doing it every day. Might as well keep going. This ain't hard. It's sustainable. I've been doing it for so long now. This consistently. What is it to just keep going? You know? So yeah.
Hairstyle or fashion, and while you shouldn't neglect those, you should focus more on building strong daily habits and doing what you say you're going to do.
The second step to becoming more confident is to completely change the way you look at failure and rejection.
There are few things more terrifying than being rejected or publicly embarrassed. It's biological. We don't want to be excluded from our tribe. I could make an entire separate video about this, because the truth is you won't get better at communicating with strangers without embarrassing yourself a couple times. Going back to our definition of confidence, it's the probability that something happens. So if you're more confident when you approach a girl, that means you think there's a high likelihood that what you think is going to happen will happen when you talk to her. The thing is, like with any skill, you won't get better without repetition and iteration. You won't know the right thing to say to a girl until you've done it multiple times and get different results. You have to think like a scientist.
Failure is necessary for success because it's how you figure out what doesn't work. And in the iteration process, you refine your social skills.
In fact, in the beginning, I would advise you to look forward to rejection because it's going to help you improve much quicker. It's just that we're so terrified of public embarrassment that we refuse to put ourselves out there. And men are expected to make the first move. So if you think a girl has interest in you, she probably won't make
Yo, no cap. How girls show interest. They look at you with the most stink face though. They're not gonna smile nowadays. They might have back in the movies on some 70s shit. That's how the movie always be. The nigga be like, oh shit, she bad. The girl showing mad pearly whites to that nigga. Now we can't even see one, bro. It's tough out here. That's why if you just got the desire to do it, just go ahead and do it, bro. As long as you come respectful, you know what I'm saying, things shouldn't go that bad for you. Shouldn't. It's not a guarantee, but they shouldn't.
Get explicitly clear. It's on you to let her know how you feel. But the beautiful thing is, rejection is just a band-aid you have to rip off. Because when you approach a girl and she tells you she's not interested, you're gonna feel shocked for a second. But after about 20 seconds, you realize that you're still alive and the sun is still shining. And that getting rejected actually wasn't that bad at all. The first rejection is always the most terrifying, and it becomes significantly easier after that. And after 5 rejections, you're pretty much immune to it.
The third and final step to becoming more confident might sound a little weird, but it's important for you to hear. And it's that nobody cares about you, bro. Now, before you click off, let me explain.
In our minds, we tend to catastrophize things and make them way bigger problems than they actually are. But the truth is, nobody cares about you enough to make fun of you for embarrassing yourself, especially if you're secure with who you are. And believe me, I used to be very insecure. I would worry about what to do with my hands in photos or get nervous if there was an awkward silence in a conversation.
But then I realized, hey, this is all so insignificant, and I'm making this a way bigger deal than it actually is.
My freshman
I just had a conversation with my uncle about that shit, bro. None of this shit matters. For real, as much as you think it does. I just feel like we obsess over what people think of us, and we think people are paying way more attention to us than they actually are. Because to us, our world, we are our world. We are the world. We're the center of attention. We can't see ourselves at all times. I'm looking at my hands. Nigga, look like I'm playing Call of Duty, first person shooter, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like in first person mode, like I can't see my face. I just see my limbs, my hands. It's giving you the illusion that you are you, which is not an illusion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on no matrixy woke, stay woke brother type shit. We quite literally are ourselves. You can have an argument whether or not we are our bodies or our souls are what is tied to our bodies and what has us control our bodies. But literally, we're in the perspective of ourselves. So naturally, everything feels like everybody's paying attention to us. We see one person looking at us for 1 second longer than we would like, and it's like, oh damn, they're judging me. Everybody worried about me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, you just automatically have that thought in your head, and it is a bad thing. It's not bad, but it's natural. You know what I'm saying? But it's important to acknowledge that it's not true. You know, you can feel like something is true, but just because you believe it to be doesn't mean that it is. You know what I'm saying? Even if everybody is paying attention to you, so what? It's not like they finna kill you or nothing, bro. Like, it's just eyes on you, staring at you. It might make you uncomfortable, but you gonna live. Like the bullet said with rejection. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. You gotta learn to see that nobody truly cares about you. And even if they did, none of this shit matters. So yeah, bro, for real.
Freshman year of high school, we were doing a class reading of Romeo and Juliet in English, and I was assigned to be Romeo one day. And because it was written in Old English, I kept messing up the lines and was reading at a 5-year-old's pace and felt super awkward. I remember for months after that day, I would be up at night thinking about how bad I embarrassed myself. Until one day, months later, I was talking to my friend and I asked him, remember that day we were reading Romeo and Juliet and I kept messing up the lines?
I was like, nigga, what are you talking about? The fuck, like, I don't remember that shit, big bro. Like, you trying to get on the game later? That's what I'm worried about now. Like, yeah, bro, that's one thing. People are not going to worry about. They're not going to remember most of the things that happened yesterday, let alone a couple months ago, bro. Like, you feel me? I don't even remember what I did yesterday. I'll be honest, bro. I kind of do remember, but I don't remember exactly. You know, I might remember, but it's not important. You know what I'm saying? That's the important thing. The most important thing is the present, you know? Because it's what you are experiencing. It's the only thing that you actually are. The past does not exist. The future does not yet exist either. The past is just memories. You know what I'm saying? You can't really prove that they happened unless you took pictures of them. The future, you can't control it. It hasn't occurred yet. So why worry about anything else but the present, bro? That's all you got. You know what I'm saying?
And he replied, no. In that moment, I realized that people are too busy worrying about their own problems to concern themselves with your troubles.
If you gained value from this video, please subscribe. I got many more videos on the way focused on philosophy, behavior, and navigating life.
Shout out my dog. Man, that video, that shit ended quick as hell, big bro. Abrupt as shit. But hey, we'll still give you a round of applause. We gonna watch this video soon too. I love this title, Why You Should Be Yourself Even If You Hate It. That's fire. But in regards to the video that we just watched, let's go back to it. Yep, let's go back to it. Let's go on just oh, I'm tripping. I'm doing a lot of dumb shit right now. Hey, man. Okay, we're back. It took me a minute to get back here, but we're finally back. But yeah, what he was saying, how to delete your social anxiety. I don't know if it's quite deleted, brother, but you gave me a good perspective. You reinforced a perspective that I feel like I already knew, that social anxiety, fuck. You know, damn, I lost my train of thought off that noise and shit. But yeah, social anxiety, it's really as important as you make it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have that response, that nervous response in your body naturally, I feel. But how much merit or value you give it, how much you let it control you, is what causes it to dissipate or linger. You know what I mean? If you act in spite of it, then obviously it will have less hold on you. But if you curl up and fold just because you have it, it's gonna stay with you a lot longer, and it seems that much bigger. But taking that first step, like we said, despite of your social anxiety, despite how scary it may seem to do it, it gets less scary the more you do it and you see, oh, I ain't died, bro. The sun's gonna come up tomorrow, just like it always does. Even if I didn't do this thing, even though I did do this thing, I'm good either way, with or without, I'm good. That's true confidence right there, my boy. So yeah, none of this shit matters as much as we think at the end of the day. Nobody really cares about you. And social anxiety only has as much power as you give it. Thank you very much. Now, I don't feel like I really live these things because it's a conscious switch I have to make, an action I have to take. I gotta be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna act in spite of all these nervous feelings I have. And that's where true confidence comes. I feel confident after, but since I feel anxious in the first place, I don't feel the most confident. But nah, it's an illusion, bro. Like, don't worry about that shit. Just tell yourself more so that you're great. You're a great person. Not say you're weak because you have anxiety, but you're strong because you acted in spite of it. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave you with that. You know what I'm saying? If that resonated with you, make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like we said, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I just said the same thing over and over again. I don't know. I'm really thrown off right now. I'm hearing all this noise in the back, but I'm gonna get up out of here. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see similar content, and leave recommendations in the comments down below. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna get up out of here. I love y'all. Peace.